So, today we're going to dive into how one project on the open network, STON.fi, went after some of the biggest, most stubborn problems in all of DeFi. We're going to trace its journey, really from just a simple exchange all the way to a powerful community-run liquidity hub, and we'll see what its milestones can teach us about how to build in this space. Let's start with a feeling I think we all know in DeFi, just feeling lost. The whole landscape can feel like this crazy maze, right? It's fragmented, it's confusing, and honestly, sometimes it feels like every single transaction is a bit of a risk. And this isn't just a feeling. If you go back to the original white paper for STON.fi, they called out these exact pain points. The fact that blockchains don't talk to each other, the very real risk of your funds just vanishing in some complex transfer, and of course how costly and slow things can get. These were huge roadblocks for everyone. So when you're facing problems that big, where do you even start? Well, you start with a solid foundation. The first big step for Stone.fi was just to build a simple, dependable, automated market maker. A basic trading spot right on the TON blockchain, just to get things going. Okay, but a single exchange, even a really great one, can't fix everything by itself. This led to their first huge milestone, going after a problem that hits every growing blockchain: fragmented liquidity. It's when all the money is scattered across dozens of different protocols, which just makes the market inefficient for everybody. And the difference here is, well, it's night and day. Before, all this liquidity was just trapped in its own little silo. As a trader, you were stuck with whatever price was in that one pool, and that usually meant getting a bad rate, or worse, your trade just failing. The after picture? It's a unified system that connects all those pools together. So what's the engine making this happen? It's a piece of tech called Omniston. Really, the best way to think about it is like a super smart router for your trades. Before you swap, it scans a bunch of different exchanges and even professional market makers to find the absolute best path, so you get the best price without having to check 10 different websites yourself. But they didn't just stop there. Bringing all that public liquidity together was only part of the solution. Once the aggregator was up and running, the team set their sights even higher. They wanted to bring a totally new level of trade execution to the network. And their solution for that was something called Escrow Swaps. It's this whole new execution layer they built right inside Omniston. So now, instead of just routing your trade through public pools, it can actually tap into private, off-the-books liquidity. What does that mean for you? It means deeper capital and better prices, basically bringing institutional-level trading to every single user, all settled safely on-chain. All right, so they solve for how you trade efficiently. The team then turned their attention to what you trade. They decided to tackle another huge risk for every crypto investor: diversification. I mean, how do you protect your portfolio when the whole crypto market seems to move up and down together? And this is the million-dollar question they asked. Is your portfolio really diversified if all your assets crash at the same time? You might own 10 different tokens, but if they all react to the exact same market news, you're not diversified at all. You just own 10 different flavors of the exact same risk. Their answer to this was brilliant: xStocks. These are basically tokenized versions of real-world stocks and ETFs. Think Apple or the S&P 500. They're one-to-one backed by the real thing, but they live on the TON blockchain as regular tokens. And this is a game changer because it lets you bring real-world economic exposure right into your crypto wallet, anytime, 24/7. This gives us a really simple but powerful way to think about building a more resilient portfolio on-chain. You've got your high-risk crypto assets, that's your engine for growth. You've got your stable coins for safety and liquidity. And xStocks, they fit perfectly right in the middle, acting as this bridge to the real economy that can really help smooth out the crazy ups and downs of a pure crypto portfolio. So, let's recap. We have efficient liquidity? Check. We have real diversification tools? Check. There was just one final critical piece needed to make sure the protocol could last long-term and really live up to the ideals of DeFi: true decentralization. And this gets to the heart of the matter for any DeFi protocol. If you have a small, central team making all the big calls, that's a huge risk. It becomes a single point of failure. The real question is, who's actually in control of this thing's future? The answer, of course, is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And on Stone.fi, it's all powered by staking the native STONE token. The idea is simple. You lock up your STONE, and in return, you get a direct say in the protocol's future. And you get these two new special assets: Now, this two-token system is actually really clever. First, you get Arkenston. Think of this as your permanent voting ID. It's an NFT that's stuck to your wallet, you can't sell it, it proves you're a long-term believer. Then there's Gemstone. This is a regular token that the DAO itself gets to control. It's like a community-owned war chest they can use for grants, marketing, whatever they vote on to grow the ecosystem. And this isn't just talk. You can see this commitment to community control right in the tokenomics. A full 50% of the initial supply, that's the treasury, incentives, marketing, and operations, is all designated to be governed by the DAO. That puts the community firmly in the driver's seat. So we've hit the major milestones: the core exchange, the unified liquidity, real-world assets, and now decentralized governance. Where does all of this lead? Let's take a quick look at their vision for the future. Their roadmap shows that they're thinking way beyond just a single blockchain. The progression makes total sense. You build a strong home base on TON, and then you start building bridges. Things like cross-chain swaps with Tron and other big chains, plus deep integration with Telegram. It all points to a vision for STON.fi becoming a true multi-chain liquidity hub, with its community DAO guiding the way. You know, when you step back and look at the whole journey, you realize none of this was random. It was a series of really deliberate problem-solving moves, each milestone built perfectly on the one before it, transforming what started as a simple exchange into this really sophisticated community-run hub for liquidity. So STON.fi has methodically put all the foundational pieces on the board. They've got efficient trading, exposure to real-world assets, and a decentralized governance model. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. With all these powerful tools now in the hands of the community, what does the next chapter of interconnected finance on the open network even look like?